The UNICAP AKR knee resurfacing system from Arthrosurface is comprised of two components. The femoral component is a cobalt chrome articular bearing surface with a titanium taper post that is connected via Morse taper. The cemented tibial component is an ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene with interdigitations on the bottom for cement fixation. Turning our attention to the femoral side, place the femoral drill guide on the distal femur. Pushing on the handle will deploy the stabilizing feet medial to lateral. Establish 4 points of contact, which will establish perpendicularity to the distal femur. Advance the femoral guide wire to the laser mark. Remove femoral drill guide, leaving the guide wire in place. Advance the femoral centering shaft over the guide wire to the depth where the laser mark line is at the height of the original articular surface of the femoral condyle. Using the medial to lateral contact probe over the centering shaft, place the contact probe on the medial side and record the number, which in this case the number is 3.0 millimeters. Placing it on the lateral side or medial to the condyle, the recorded number is 2.5 millimeters. Remove the medial to lateral contact probe and insert the anterior to posterior contact probe and repeat for anterior-posterior curvature. Here the anterior number is 6.0 millimeters and for the posterior number is recorded as 5.5 millimeters. Determine the average anterior-posterior number, in this case 6.0 millimeters, and determine the average medial to lateral number, which is 3.0 millimeters. If in between sizes, round to the larger size. The femoral surface reamer is selected based on the medial lateral value, in this case a 3.0 millimeter reamer. Ream over the centering shaft until the reamer bottoms out or stops on the centering shaft. Remove the centering shaft. Select the proper guide block based on the mapping point selected from the anterior-posterior curvature, in this case a 6.0 millimeter guide block. Insert into the femoral guide handle and again push on the handle to deploy the medial to lateral stabilizing feet. The guide orientation should follow the cam of the femoral condyle. Insert the pin sleeves into the guide block and confirm that all 4 points of contact on the drill guide are on the femur, and insert the small threaded pins precisely to the laser mark. Using the Jacob's chuck as a drill stop here is an effective measure. Remove the pin sleeves and the femoral guide. Proper pin location is when the small threaded pins are at or within a millimeter outside of the central reamed circle. When satisfied with the placement, remove the central pin. Select the reamer based on the medial to lateral mapping point and ream down until the guide pin is caught into the window. The depth of cut here is approximately 2 to 3 millimeters, and repeat for the anterior circle as well. Choose the proper femoral sizing trowel. It is marked P for posterior, and insert it into the prepared space. Again, check that you are flush or slightly recessed at all edges, anterior, posterior, and medial lateral. Once fit is confirmed, we begin preparation for the taper post. Advance the taper post drill to the laser mark and leave in place. Reinsert the 2 mm femoral pin and securely seat it with the mallet. Rotate and remove the trial handle. Advance the femoral step drill over the pilot drill. It will automatically stop on the taper post drill. Advance the tap. The tap should be stopped when it is flush with the back of the taper post drill within the cannulation of the tap. Remove the tap. Remove the drill. Insert the taper post implant into the trial handle Morse taper and advance over the guide wire. Dock the taper post implant and handle onto the sizing trial. The screwdriver is inserted through the handle and is advanced until the depth stop on the shaft stops at the back of the trial handle. Remove trial handle and remove the guide pins. A placement gauge can be used to check the depth of the taper post in relation to the femoral trial to ensure that the taper post will engage onto the articular component. Remove the sizing trial. Open the articular component for the femoral side, confirm the orientation is correct with the P laser mark indicating posterior, and apply pea-sized amounts of cement to the underside of the implant. Use the impactor and mallet to seat the final implant and remove any excess cement and all osteophytes. The Arthrosurface UNICAP procedure is now complete.